Dear Diary. Dear Diary. Did I tell you that I saw a bird? It had brown feathers and a red chest. It gleamed against the sky. I was sprinting through the forest. I slid through undergrowth like I was a kid again, not thinking about the mess or how I might need to repair my pants later. Leaping across trees. It reminded me of the best days of the COI, when I felt I did good. Then I heard the gunshot.
Nest. Anyway, as long as he doesn't say no to the next mission, we won't have to be here at all.
Hearing them say the quiet parts out loud, seeing the way they treated this innocent, beautiful thing. They snapped.
Was it the bird? It's the biggest of the bird!
So when I held the agent's gun in my hands, as the last member of the squad begged for his life in the stupidest way possible.
We're on the same fucking team!
I didn't feel a thing. I'm what the COI made me. And I'm not going back.
If you would have told me that some indie game about killing dudes has one of the best stories and characters I've ever seen, I'd think you're lying to me. You'll probably feel the same way, but just go with me. Voice acting alone is what I'm going to spend the most time talking about in the context of other games, and it can really bring worlds to life, with the tone, subtle wordplay, and delivery from the voice actor thriving with creative projects that have been used to create compelling stories and moments. Many games without effort in voice acting can create very dull moments, and while it can be funny,
It was too close. You were almost a Jill sandwich.
You're right. Barry, thanks for saving my life.
9 times out of 10, I would prefer something more grounded that compels the player, reader, or watcher to actually care about the story placed in front of them. Today we're going to be talking about I Am Your Beast, a game that twists the trope to create a perfect balance in voice acting, themes, and story. Starting by talking about its main character,
Alphonse. Harding!
Aggie Harding.
Mr. Alphonse Harding? Special Agent Harding.
Alphonse Harding was a soldier or agent for the Covert Operations Initiative, or COI. But after doing his so-called final job, his 6th one for that matter, he was let off the hook to live alone in the forest. And despite this, the COI needed more done, so they go in after him. It's a consistently used trope in movies and TV shows, with a soldier reluctantly doing their last job, finishing what they must finish and being done with it all, or breaking away from the organization that's asking for them and fighting back against what made them such a machine. A trope that is also used for characters who are seen in more of a negative light, such as criminals or murderers, making the role of hero for them seem less likely despite their redemption. I Am Your Beast doesn't really change that formula. It's mostly the same trope, though the way they use that trope makes people care and like the characters rather than find them annoying or irredeemable.
Dear Diary. Turns out I'm still good at doing a lot of bad things. If Birkin pulls back, I can stop, but if he doesn't, I can't go back to the life I was living. No matter what. You've heard me work through a lot of things, but if I have to do something dramatic to retain any sense of conscience or being human, please forgive me.
Harding knows what he is doing is not a good thing. Killing people who either willingly joined the COI or who were forced into it don't really deserve to die to a superhuman. But, on that same note, Harding doesn't deserve to be used his whole life by people sending him on suicide missions. And while we're not clear on Harding's past or why he joined the COI to begin with, one thing that is clear is that he is a recluse, wanting to be left alone by not just the COI, but everyone. As in the support group story and Byron Ford, who we'll talk about later, the head of the COI will do just about anything to keep people in line, and the most efficient and consistent way they do that is by threatening the agent's family or loved ones. And because that threat is not used towards Harding to convince him to come back, it is unlikely that Harding has any loved ones or anyone that the COI knows about. Harding makes himself a loner not just because of what he's capable of, but also because connections make him susceptible to being weakened by them. The fact is, we are human, social creatures who all need something or someone to attach ourselves to, no matter how hard or how much it might hurt us when they are gone. And this scene puts a nice finish on Harding's story. being my favorite part of the game for many reasons. Not only because it's unlike any other mission, with the main draw being just how uncomfortable it feels. Mostly you're running around shooting people and jumping around from building to building, but here you stand over Byron Ford, a voice that's been guiding you through the radio and warning you of threats, all for the promise of safety, as the F key flashes for you to kill him. Just as you would with any other enemy, it all feels wrong. Seriously, I sat here for over 20 minutes on my first playthrough, and I did not want to kill Byron. Sure, he was COI operative, it was all to keep his wife and daughter safe. It would feel wrong to kill him now. And this, to me, makes I Am Your Beast so amazing. Not just making you stop and pause and think, but rationalizing why Harding might kill Byron. And to be honest, it's not impossible to think he wouldn't. For this whole game, he's been on the run, and despite being helped by Byron, he could easily weigh Harding down, and his mission to become a free man. But, given the final choice, Harding saves Byron.
Hold still.
Why are you?
You probably don't remember training. The simulated torture, the combat scenarios, the sleep deprivation.
It's weird. I'm watching it cut me, but I can't feel it.
That's shock. Anyway, in the middle of all of that, while you were sleeping, you had a biotracker implanted
Oh, okay, I felt that.
deep in your leg. This little guy.
That was in my leg.
I'm going to put it in a piece of raw meat, and a bear or a wolf or something is going to eat it. And by the time the COI figures out what's happened, you and your family will be long gone. I promise.
Why? Why would you do this for me?
Because you're my friend, babe. Take my hand.
Okay.
Got a long walk ahead of us.
Ow. Hey, Alphonse. Thanks.
Thank you, Byron.
How's my flying back there?
Yeah, it was good.
It's good.
Yeah, nearly killed me. So, that's something.
I'll get you next time.
Don't say that. God, I hate Birkin.
Yeah, fuck. Me too. Me too.
And Harding's choice to save Byron was a choice to forgive and help. And the ending of the game is made more sweet. Rather than Harding basking in the death he's created to make sure he was free, it sets a new precedent for what freedom can be, that you can fight for and win for your freedom. With amazing voice work from the game's very director Xalavier Nelson Jr. making a heartfelt end to Harding's story. Commander Birkin, or Charles, is the main antagonist, and is an interesting character. Birkin's entire role in the story is to bring Harding in to do
One last job.
and it's never explained on the reasons why. Maybe Birkin has friends in high places that need more done and want more money. Maybe he's given an impossible job from the top brass, but the reason Harding is needed is never really put out. Most likely Birkin, after a point, didn't need Harding, but simply wanted him dead, and maybe this last job would be the one to take Harding out. Either way, Birkin's character is seen throughout the story as stubborn, careless, and manipulative. He is the commander of the COI after all, and basically leads a legion of psychopaths having access to their families, homes, and past lives. He's a controller. He gets under people's skin, in their minds, and creates an amazing antagonist, one that uses the human emotion left in people to break them, control them, and keep them in control towards the end of the game and the end of the support group campaign. He is always controlling somebody, but he is always also vocally unnerved by Harding, not just because he's a powerful man who can kill hundreds and thousands, but because he has no strings left to play on Harding. A personal fear for Birkin when he loses control of something that gets loose. And the incredible voice work from Matthew Curtis makes Birkin an amazing antagonist. One that you might not like, but he's human. Still a very manipulative one, but human. And though deeply Birkin is a coward, even being called out by Harding saying there needed to be somebody to identify the body. while at Cold Line, Birkin is still shifting the idea of him coming out there to the side, because like hell he's going out there. Even seen by the end of the game where he sent an army to go after Harding, he came out undefeated. He simply admitted defeat. Birkin may be in over his head a lot of the time, but he is definitely not suicidal. And even in the support group campaign, Birkin convinces the agents that survived the pseudo-war that Harding was not even real to begin with.
The point is, I did some investigating. And guess what? No database, census, or registry contains a single mention of a man matching the description of Alphonse Harding. I made sure of it.
How do you explain the lost agents?
The equipment.
Radar failure, blizzard, raccoons, it doesn't matter. Alphonse Harding isn't real, gentlemen. And I will be saying as much to a very important subcommittee tomorrow. With your supporting testimony, I hope.
What's in it for us?
Your families. Saved from a man I've paid $10 an hour to extract their toenails.
I don't know about the rest of you, but I've never seen Alphonse Harding.
Oh, yeah, me either.
Good. Good. That said, let's, take our leave. COI only reserved this room for 45 minutes. Fucking hell.
And I find that really funny. Not because they blame thousands of dollars worth of equipment and deaths and lives on happenstance, but mainly because it seems like Birkin is coping really hard about Harding never having existed in the first place, as if he's trying to convince himself rather than telling a lie. But either way, on the topic of the support group campaign, I wanted to talk a little more about the COI in general. Less about what it is and more about the people who are in the COI. There's never times where we see specific COI members other than some few cutscenes at the very beginning of the first campaign, and a bit of the support group campaign. A lot of them are shed in a separate light from everything else where they kind of just have no purpose, and that's mainly the point of them. And I think it's a very good thing to look at, especially when you look back at Harding. They're just weapons. They're purposeless weapons that are used by a big government to basically do whatever they want them to do. And much like Harding, they're just fighting because that's all they know and that's all they were taught to do. And possibly a lot of people are fighting because they want to keep their families safe from the harm that may come to them if they do not follow orders properly. They aren't really meant to have a purpose. Even in the support group campaigns, there are simply people who are all under the control of the powerful Commander Birkin and pawns in a large game of chess. And that would be the case if some agents didn't have sense enough to know when they've lost and learn that the enemy of their enemy is their friend.
It's been a while, by the way. Hi.
Hi.
Byron Ford, who is also voiced by Matthew Curtis, is very good at his role. He's basically thrown into the conflict just like every other agent. But the difference is that Byron really doesn't want to die. The COI sends people on missions like this all the time, but he's not done. He likes to know what he's getting into, and is not keen on leaving his wife and daughter behind to end up an undiscovered and unnamed body in this war that never happened. And just like Harding, Byron's past is unknown on what led him to the COI, but through the game, he seems to have a lot of intelligence and skill at using a helicopter. No other COI agent is seen making a deal or trying to be friendly to Harding. He is simply just smart enough to know when what they're fighting for is not worth it, especially who they're fighting against, and in the first cutscene that's introduced, it's clear that he did his homework. Byron and Harding's relationship is built off give and take, as Byron gives information relating to new things in gameplay and Harding just sort of promises not to kill him. But as their relationship soon grows, Byron is overall just more friendly to Harding, mainly because they similarly know how it feels to work within the COI and their desire to escape it for something better. And in the end, when Byron is saved and released from the COI, it is something that Byron takes with strides, and especially after the chaos of the COI, he can finally resense to a sort of normalcy, being freed by someone who was never normal to begin with. Personally, I Am Your Beast was an amazing game to go through. Every story beat, every cutscene, every line, I wanted more of it, and I couldn't possibly wait until the end to play another second of it. And you did it. You made it to the end of this really, really long video. Or longer than most of the other videos that I've made in a while. This one actually took a really long time to just get done. And yeah, I just wanted to talk about it real quick, just to kind of just get some things off my chest. So if you're staying for this bit too, I appreciate it. But yeah, I've been making a lot of these. So you can go check out the Boneworks video, or the Perfect Vermin video, or the third one, the White Pine video. As for some props, I want to give some thanks to Strange Scaffold and RJ Lake for the music and just Strange Scaffold for the game. It was amazing playing this game, and the amount of different things that I just had going through my head while I was playing it, I just kind of could not write it down. So there was a lot I really wanted to talk about, and a lot that I kind of just got off my chest with playing this game. Just got out of college too, so I can work on this as well. A lot of things I'm just going to be working on in the background, so hopefully you'll see a couple more of these videos. If you're really excited to see that, then I thank you so much. And either way, if you watch this far, if you want to subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. A lot of this is just for fun, and mainly this is just a fun hobby for me. But if you really like my content, you like to see more of it, subscribe, like, leave a comment about anything that you felt about this video, or even about the game itself. You know, any theories you feel about why Birkin does what he does, or why Harding did what he did, or why, you know, Byron did what he did, or any other little characters that you've seen in the support group campaign at all. I would really love to hear anything you guys have to say. Thank you so much for listening to this. It's a 15-minute video, something like that. It's long, but thank you so much, and I hope you have a wonderful day. See you next time.